It has been a morbid travel for Steve Mallen, whose 18-year-old son annihilated by himself in 2015. Edward Mallen was a gifted undergraduate who had won a location at Cambridge College. The investigation in his die found he had slipped via the cracks of regional NHS psychological public health services. 150 hospitals, psychological public health providers and regional public health commissioners in England include United the lead. They include signed up to moves to drastically enhance the expertise of all those incoming the public health framework in mental injury, until at once upgrade frontline services to bring poverty, rescue lives and make superior clinic outcomes. Learning 1 millionth human beings in knowledge of suicidal and preventive is one of the key urge. Mr. Mallen has achieved the spot by pounding on doors in Whitehall and about the NHS, or, by his own reception, manufacturing a trouble of by himself. He has rejected to be polished off and has insisted on house up a local motion quite rather than reliant on up or down government edicts. In one feeling, the is a distinctive growth, in NHS organizations take the conduct and domestic public health leaders upcoming on executive board after. Mr. Mallen told, in honor of my expensive son and the thousands we include lose so unnecessarily to suicidal, along in the hundreds of thousands who are affliction of psychological disease present, we are happy to be launch a new pattern and a new site for psychological health and suicidal preventive. We include set by ourselves the brave goal of reforming the entire framework. Near Mr. Mallen is Joe Rafferty, the head execution of a innovative psychological public health confidence, Mirza Thoroughness. Recognition how 27% of the human beings who annihilated by themselves were by the thoroughness of a expert psychological public health crew, Mirza Thoroughness set out to remove suicidal amongst its patients. Personnel learning was centered to the activity schedule. The outcome has been a reducing in suicides by more than rather than a block with 2015. The tertiary founding member term of the association was Geraldine Strathdy, before NHS England's domestic clinic CEO for psychological public health. Along, they named on their web of contacts to convince some public health trusts to mark up. They recognize how elimination suicidal will be unfeasible, but they wish organizations looking following patients or, for the NHS, patronage in a responsibility of thoroughness to personnel to at low attempt. Ministers include gladly proposed supporting and the by the government has devoted £2 meter above 2 year to supporting the lead. She told her job was to gear the entire of by the government on suicidal preventive, that was everyone's industry. She told personnel on the railing web had been learned for interventions how could rescue lives. Or, noted how a tertiary of suicides were external the household, she explainable how personnel at agencies fleeing social places were as well creatured unaware of suicidal preventive. Mr. Mallen and his company founders include go a length way in a brief period but they aware they include several way to go. On to the Samaritans, suicidal rates amongst youthful human beings include been growing although down there has been a decrease through the entire people. My son would yet be live if we had those conversations, he told. If I could rotate behind the watch, that is which we are searching to do in the association, he would yet be there.